you do realize, right? A lot of people don't realize. Hey guys, we live on a planet with like 7-8 billion people. We're all different.
Yeah.
Just be your fucking self,
Literally.
and you will be different. There's a good chance you'll stand out.
There's a lot of downsides and there's a lot of positives to being online that we always are going to talk about. So that's why I found your topic interesting. What do you mean by social media killing individuality? Because we've talked before about how too much of a hyper-individualistic mindset is bad. That doesn't mean that you can't be yourself. So I want to hear like the boundary where you think that goes wrong.
So I was on Instagram, just like scrolling, and this wasn't even with fashion content at first. I was on, because on my other account, I have a lot of cinematography, a lot of film videos, and I'm scrolling through it, and I see the style of the videos. It's literally the same style in just different format. And I'm like, God damn, like, these people are just really copying it. And it's like, it goes deeper. It was this artist named Gawks, and he like really like made that style of filmmaking. And it was kind of like, he kind of perfected the format of professional short-term video. So it literally looks like you're watching a movie in 30 seconds. And a lot of people started copying that format. And I'm like, God damn, like, no one could really like be themselves with this. And then go into like fashion, I'm scrolling and like I'm seeing a lot of like stereotypes when it comes to fashion. It's like, you got the one fashion guy, or you got the dude who wear all black and you opium. And I'm like, damn, like y'all saying all these things, but it's like y'all aren't even like being y'all-self at the same time. It's like y'all are subconsciously like putting out that propaganda that y'all are subscribing to, if that makes sense.
I was gonna say, I'm happy that you bring this up. It's kind of like you're parroting the opinion that you see as popular from other people. And I remember I was saying when we were discussing this yesterday, I seen a video from someone who was talking about like love in our generation. We'll get into a conversation. It's not necessarily about love, but weird niggas. And it was talking about how like a lot of relationship stuff, especially for our generation, is kind of cooked because of how much of social media is a part of our lives. You have no choice but to like, you're going to constantly be confronted with this content that's trying to like break down every aspect of everything and basically tell you what to feel in advance. So it's become like second nature that you can make a video as a hot take and be like, the fashion dude got XYZ, or like, this is the one style you know from a it's like, oh no, you know it's more complicated than that, but that like simplistic thing is very resonating for people. So it like kind of unconsciously shapes
I
your brain
think
and
another
shit.
thing is we were talking about it. It's like a paradox in the aspect of like underground music, right? I'm gonna use underground music as an example because you get to a point where like being different in itself is the like trend that everybody follows, right?
And
the personality trait that people want, right?
And the thing is, like, niggas take being different to a whole new level, and instead of being different, they just be complete ass.
Bro,
like, that's
so
not different.
underground music, right? I was saying this, underground music, right? When someone says the underground, what that means, or at least what that means to me, the underground is you are not mainstream yet. I'm a rapper,
Literally.
I'm an artist, someone who's doing something, making music, and it's not as mainstream yet. I have a smaller community, fan base, whatever you want to call it, but I'm still, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean it's going to be bad. It just means I'm not mainstream yet, right?
Right.
The problem is underground, the term has turned into a genre. Like, it is now a genre that like of music, which is the underground. And some people are like, well, what's the problem in that? The problem in that is I can join or I can get into that genre without actually being good. Like now it's
all you
just
gotta do
the
is
whole
sound like
thing.
a nigga.
All you gotta do is sound like the genre of underground. I think anybody who listens to music understands what the genre of underground sounds like. It's more like
experimental,
like guttery,
experimental, like shit like that. Yeah, it's
SoundCloud,
and it's cool, right? Yeah, SoundCloud, and it's cool, right? I'm not saying that music is bad. The problem is though, you have a bunch of people that are making music specifically
to try. It's like that aura.
Yeah,
it's the difference between it's that difference between having aura and trying to have aura. I would hate that shit.
You're trying,
and don't get it twisted because Matt and Allen know the underground.
Hell yeah, like what the hell?
It's like
back of my fucking hand.
I seen so many people they would claim like they're underground and that they would have like 2 pictures on their profile, not following nobody, music straight ass, and you wonder why you're not going nowhere.
And it's like, yeah, it's that trying to be different.
Yeah.
He's like, has taken over your entire personality to where you do realize, right? A lot of people don't realize, hey guys, we live on a planet with like 7-8 billion people. We're all different.
Yeah.
Just be your fucking self.
Literally.
And you will be different. There's a good chance you'll stand out.
It's so
Yeah.
interesting, right? Because like going to the music thing, right? The reason why people obsess over the underground or make it their personality, and this ties right into fashion too, is people really abuse exclusivity in a sense. And that's what makes them special, because they realize, if I find this new shit and make this my personality, then I'm different.
Yeah, the more new shit I find,
but
like,
really, you don't realize that the paradox of social media in itself is they promote individualism. They promote the fact that you can be yourself.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you need to be a consumer for the whole model to work. But you don't even realize that, because at the same time,
It's like a
you're
weird
trying
loop.
so hard.
I was gonna
it's
say,
a weird loop.
if you
It's
think
a
about
weird
how, if you
loop.
think about how they do, if you think about how they like abuse exclusivity in general, that's something that's applied to everything, especially like in our framework where, like you said, you're a consumer, you're buying shit. The way they convince niggas to pay more for things is just saying it's more exclusive, right? So, but that does not mean that that thing is inherently better.
Yeah.
So, and because people will get in conversation about music, and obviously it's so subjective, right? It's just what you prefer, of course. However, it cannot be objectively determined that like a car is a better use of my money than like a good healthcare insurance plan. Like, we could argue about it. The fact that we can argue about it proves that it's not objectively provable. But if I like bought a 2007 Volkswagen Jetta, because I wanted to be different.
If it was just shit, if it was
Shit gonna break down on your
if it was
dumb
a
ass.
lemon, yeah. Like if it was a lemon.
So like
Because you're trying to be different.
so nobody's driving 2007 Jettas nowadays. Very little amount of people are driving 2007 Jettas nowadays. But that does not mean that
you can have a 2007 Jetta.
Yeah, you can have it if you do. But if I made my personality being a 2007 Jetta driver, I understand it more because it's a rare thing. No, it has to be something more than that. So it's like you can't just underground for the sake of it doing it. That's why I fuck with it. No, you have to like actually find what you fuck with. If you fuck with a mainstream thing, you're not lame.
Yeah.
But it's that reverse thing, and the thing of trying to be different and trying to be yourself. I'm gonna fuck with this thing no one fucks with. You kind of cheapen yourself from getting to actually understand whether or not you fuck with it or not.
And you end up just fucking with things that other cool people fuck with, and then you're like, now you're still a follower. You're still yourself.
That's why when it comes to, I'll particularly talk about fashion, why it's such a classism thing in fashion is because those narratives you subscribe to, the things of, oh, you don't know what ERD is, you don't know what the archive Margiela from the fucking 80s is.
No,
I don't know.
You know what it is? They put that on other people.
You ain't real
But
fashion
you don't
for
even
real.
realize that you're so boxed in that you're making other people not into fashion because you're making levels to it. When that's not even the essence of fashion, and that's killing the soul of so many creatives.
You
Because
remember,
it's like,
you remember what we talked about like a long time ago? We were talking about like finding that we were talking about the individualism and how like it's so easy to fall into traps like through social media when it comes to like trying to find your own style and everything. It's so easy to just kind of like fold and listen to what other people are saying. I feel like the annoying thing about it is that like you can actually make some shit cool just like off of just thugging it out, just trying some new shit or whatever. And the thing that's so tricky about social media is because there's that constant socialization, it's hard to even catch when you're in the echo chamber. And I think that's one of those things where it's like, once you enter that echo chamber, it's so hard to escape it because you're telling yourself already that you're like completely separate from like the mainstream opinion. But there's also incentives in everything. That's why at the end of the day, it really comes down to what you like, because you're going to be incentivized. The moment you start liking those posts, or the moment you start fucking with a certain vibe, you're going to get sent more of those things. And even then, if you look at it on a literal sense, you're not like unique when it comes to the people in that area. So it's like, it's so hard. It's so hard because I understand it. I truthfully do, because I feel like young men and young women make that same mistake when it comes to like underground or when it comes to alternative like stuff like that. It's very easy to get pushed along with a crowd, even though you're convinced that you're not. And once you're in that, it's like, it's like one of those things where like trying to tell yourself that, all right, I'm gonna try to be different genuinely is actually like very terrifying. So you kind of get like ushered into something that you think is different.
And that's the part where you overcompensate on and you be like, you know what, let me just follow this person and think I'm different. But I think the problem I have with it is just the projection of it. Like we hear all the time, like when it came to the whole like Pusha T shit, when they had dropped that new album and you saw like a lot of old heads bashing Trav new shit, and you saw Trav new shit, like all of them, like getting on all of clip shit, and it's like the fact that y'all can't, it kills the art and it kills the soul of it. And y'all can't even enjoy it. Like a lot of these people putting up these faces of like, oh, I got this new Chrome, I got this. You don't even enjoy. You don't even know what the fuck you got on.
You don't
even enjoy what you're doing.
Niggas spent
right?
15 racks on a pair of jeans.
Exactly.
And I think where
just
that
to
goes,
have,
I think
don't even like.
And there might be people wondering like, all right, what's the impact of it? Not only killing the soul of like the art, like something like having the opinion that you can't not like both albums in that scenario. And that's something that always happens. Usually like some genre in hip hop or some subgenre in hip hop drops, then like traditional rap or hip hop drops, and then we have the war again. Which one's better, which one's worse.
Better, which one's worse.
And then when a nigga say I go to them for different things, it's like, oh, that's a bad take. Y'all have to allow more nuance to be within the discussion, because it's like, I think that cool shit I think that cool shit is one of the greatest stumbling blocks, because you're trying to tell yourself that you genuinely don't fuck with a thing. And instead of giving it the earnest try.
I remember when I was younger, I used to hate Erykah Badu.
Yeah?
My brother used to play Erykah Badu all through the crib, and I hated that shit. I'm like, bro, she ass. And it was like, I'm really just trying to be cool, because as soon as I turned 18, I'm listening to Erykah Badu. And then like Orange Moon, nigga.
I was gonna say, and finishing what I was gonna say, I was like, I think the real effect of it is that, like, think about if you're 14, 15, 16 and you're caught up in that, and then you create that in-group, and then you go to school. What does that turn into?
Yeah, exactly.
That can very easily turn into that bullying, because you've created your in-group around these things or whatever, and you're so like caught up in it that you're convinced that, oh, if you don't understand this, you must be dumb, you must be X, Y, Z,
lame, you must be
like,
if you're not dressed a certain way, you must be a lame ass nigga.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, because you got Chrome in 8th grade.
And then you realize when you don't have that, when you don't have the person of like, oh, Uzi didn't wear this, oh, he didn't, then who are you? What do you have on? You have nothing at that point.
Yeah.
And when it comes to this, like, social media is really killing this shit because of the rate you're seeing different things at.
All the time.
So when, like, your whole feed could just be fit, and all you're seeing is that, to the point, like, you're like, it's so normal to you that like you won't even like appreciate just the simple fit that you would see like on the outside, and you would damn near be in their comments talking about, oh, you don't got this on right, you don't got this.
Yeah,
when you're not even putting yourself out there.
You inevitably turn into what you pretended to not like in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That person who's like a hermit crab who's criticizing everybody, wants to try like something different, or like, oh, you like that mainstream shit. You kind of turn into that. I was like, that's an anxiety that I have all the time when I'll be posted on Instagram, because I'll post like, I do shit. All of us, I think, but mainly me and Matt nowadays, will post like little story pictures. Either like we take some like artistic stuff with it, we do like collages and all type of shit. Not only do you not see niggas doing that, you barely see people doing that, and there's a lot of anxiety.
I popularized it.
Yeah, I think we.
I did. Ask that nigga Alpha. 2018 was doing them collabs.
I think we had started doing them since like since like back in 2018, and I'm like, it's a very anxiety inducing, because you tell yourself like what other people must be thinking about you, like seeing you do this shit. And in my mind, I'll be like, this shit look cool, and I want to put some music behind it, so I'm gonna just keep posting it. But I can't control the fact that someone might inevitably click on it and be like, this corny ass nigga. If I let that change what I was doing, I wouldn't be here.
Oh God.
Right.
That's
Fact. And he a corny ass nigga for saying it's corny.
Exactly.
And think about, like, literally think about the effect of it, right? And that's literally the basis of innovation, is like, you need to have someone who steps out of the grain and be themselves to inspire someone else and have that new thing. So with your story, like, you're doing all that shit on your story, right? Think about someone who see that and they're like, damn, this is cool as fuck. Let me try it. And then when they try it, they'll add their own twist.
I've seen it. I've actually seen people who be watching my like story all the time, and then they'll start doing like their different collages and shit. I'm like, that's actually fire, because that's cool. And I think to the reason why I said dang as well is, to full circle moment, we've run into the paradox of capitalism again, because we've actually gone so far circle in this competition, deregulation, free market of ideals on social media that we've kind of incentivized our own lack of innovation.
Yeah.
The whole thing with capitalism is because that competition, you always want to be better than the next person.
That's why you can abuse it.
Yeah.
Right? But if it's socially incentivized to keep pushing the same slop from these corporations to these kids, well, you kind of turn people into drones, don't you? Which kind of defeats the purpose of the innovation.
Going to what you just said about the capitalism thing, it's like when you look at fashion with America and Japan, it's very different. You see how ahead Japan is when it comes to fashion. You even you see shit you haven't seen. And I think really what it is, and you see a lot of innovation there, is because the clothes are more accessible to people. It's more affordable. When you look at Capital, it's an upcycle brand of denim, and it was a good price, and a lot of people can just wear it. It's different rather than going to a Zara and a H&M, and you're paying $60 for a shirt, rather you can get some upcycle denim for like a cool 80. And at that point, you can put your own style and twist to it. And I think that's why like they could be so ahead, because it's like, it's more accessible.
Yeah.
And if it's more accessible, it's not exclusive. So you don't have to live by those terms
And it's more
anymore.
accessible
Right.
because just of the priorities of that like government and that culture. They decided to utilize their things. Hey, well, let's make sure that like clothing isn't too insanely priced or whatever. And just a little decision like that can push the bounds of innovation much further. That's with everything in a lot of different societies, because we're still hamstrung by a lot of bullshit that we're dealing
That's
with.
why, like, especially with a lot of these fashion influencers, like, I fuck with them, but there's very few I really fuck
Real
with,
shit.
because when you understand it, you
fuck
can
with
tell, like, oh no, you heard that from someone else, and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
Don't you dare look at me. Don't look at me and say that bullshit. You didn't do it. Now, a person.
You gotta wear these fucking 20-foot long jeans with some.
Not because you fuck with them, because
Not because you fuck with them, because
Oh, you can't wear skinny. You gotta wear the baggy. Like, they putting all this shit on you, when in actuality, nigga, the reason you put your camera up and had that jolly smile on your face is because someone told you to say that. And a person that I really appreciate in this social media space when it comes to really promoting the idea of being yourself is Wisdom.
Yeah.
And it's
be in
so
the studio touching shit. Just try different shit.
try different
Right.
shit. And it's
different shit.
Wisdom is so, I think his whole thing, in my opinion, is genius. I think what's so inspiring about him is you see a lot of content where it's like, get ready with me, or what you should wear with fall, winter. He doesn't do that. It's not a what you should wear, it's what should I wear.
Yeah.
And why it's so genius is because it's like, they're in your comments giving you all these suggestions, and they're like, hey, do a fucking ramen hoodie, right? Can we get this video? Do a ramen hoodie.
I've never seen this, so this is gonna be my first time seeing this shit. A ramen.
Here we go again. Another unsavory article
This
of
was a
clothing that you
ridiculous
guys
video.
really want me to style. If the Galaxy Wolf hoodie is cursed, this is the witch that casted the spell. Look, I know this is the part where I cut the video off and I show you guys how I styled it, but I gotta be honest, there's oh, I guess I'm doing it. All right.
Whoa.
How?
That's actually tough.
This nigga.
What the fuck?
Yo, that's actually tough.
I feel like a lot of people, like, it can be hit and miss
No,
for some
sorry, gang,
people.
you can't do that. You can't do that.
Bro, what? You can't just cut me off mid-edit.
Yeah, well, you're not even showing the whole hoodie. That's cheating.
Since who?
Them.
No. Nuts.
Are we seeing
Nuts.
That shit is actually like crazy. That's
ridiculous.
ridiculous?
Let me tell you,
I need y'all to deep. I need y'all to deep this right quick. This nigga had a ramen hoodie on with a Richard Mille.
yeah,
Yo.
That
gotta
nigga can
be
stop
that gotta
work.
be like first, like what
first.
they say, unique experience.
Yeah,
Gotta be
bro.
unique.
That's gotta be the
Ramen
first one to
hoodie.
do that shit.
And why it's so genius is because you had that idea that wasn't original. Someone gave it to you, but the fact that you added your own twist, and then then on his end, a lot of people don't talk about this. What I found so interesting is him doing these style types of videos inspires other people to add their own twist to things. And it really stimulates a lot of people's brains. And the fact of, if you put in his comments, you have the perception of wisdom that he's this person that's going to put this shit on regardless. He has built that by putting his own twist and style to everything that we have given him. So like literally that pushes more people to be in comment sections being more creative in the fact of doing this wolf hoodie. Do a fucking ramen hoodie. That makes people more creative because now you're thinking out the box. Now you're not subscribing to anything. You're thinking what you actually want to see on this person.
So people who like bringing back to the underground stuff, if you go and you find a general music thing that you really like and you can tell like the difference in it, of course, no problem with that. Whatever. Just make sure that that's what it is, though, and that you fuck with it because you're like, oh shit, this actually sounds different. Because niggas like that will do the thing that you're not doing. They will say, fuck it, I know what I'm gonna try to like do and accomplish. And then everyone will look at him as the example. You're not gonna be looking at the person.
I feel like those are the first stages of how you get to voting for someone like Trump.
Yeah.
Like,
that's how you do it.
Because the herd mentality.
Exactly. And the reason why everyone looks at this nigga as like the fashion guy, he's the best out of the best, is because from the start to now, he's always been his wisdom. He was always doing his thing. He was always adding his own style to things. Even like with the editing, like you don't see fashion TikTok videos
like
that highly edited.
I still mainly only see him do it.
Because get ready
he's like
with
the
me on
only one
hat
that
cut.
can do that.
The only one that, and then I saw when he was first popping in like COVID, I remember so many people were copying it. So many people trying to do those couture looks.
You can't do that.
You can't do it.
You're not wisdom. You can't do
that isn't you.
Thank you for watching this long. If you haven't already, subscribe. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? You think we just sitting here doing it for nothing?
You think you're gonna sit here and not
need
do
to
shit? Like,
I know you're not subscribed. Click it. Cool.